The sixth stop on our cross-country journey is California, the Golden State. From the intense heat of Death Valley to the Hollywood Hills and the dense redwood forests. Join us as we travel down the Pacific Coast Highway of California and their tales less traveled.
Well, hey, everybody.
Oh, wait.
That's not... Josh is supposed to...
Huh?
Next scene.
Josh is supposed to tell us when to go.
Okay.
Next scene.
Action.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, y'all.
We're happy to be here. Right?
Of course.
Why are we all looking at each other?
I don't know.
like...
Josh he was staring at me and it made it a little creepy. Hi, everyone. Good to be back.
The weather here feels amazing.
Welcome to another episode of the Tales Less Traveled.
Where
Welcome back.
are we, John?
We are a group of friends.
Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking like we've been starting these episodes without introducing ourselves. Should we be introducing ourselves at the start of every episode?
No, maybe they forgot our names.
Yeah,
That's totally
you're right.
likely.
I think so. I think we only said our names in the first episode.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
I'm Josh. I'll be your host,
Hostess with the mostest.
ghost host.
Yeah.
I made that joke before.
Yeah, I know.
I'm Catherine, but Josh calls me Cheesemo. So if you hear Cheesemo throughout the episode, that's me. I'm also Alex's sister.
With that being said, I'm Alex. Nice to meet you guys again. Only go by Alex. Maybe Al. I don't know. Depends who.
There's only one Al.
Ew. Al. Whatever you guys end up calling me. Oh, actually, you might hear boo repeated multiple times through every episode.
Yeah.
That's not to boo you.
It's not scary. So here's the thing. No one calls me Catherine, Gata, Cat. Brooke calls me Boo. Josh calls me Cheesemo. I call Alex Boo, and she calls me Boo. Or
Just
Hubby
in case it's not confusing.
They're all a couple of boobs. Hey, how you doing? I'm Brooke.
This is Brooke.
That is
All right. Well, introductions are done.
Let's just cross that off the schedule.
Yeah, you guys like to move on to this next bullet point of California.
We're in sunny California.
In all
right
caps.
It was a long drive.
It was
be honest.
from Maine.
Well, you and Brooke were together, right? Yeah, we took the Oregon Trail. I mean, we got a little lost, but my God, those horses. Oh.
Yeah, we went, and then did we cross Texas on the way here? Or did we just go straight across?
We made a pit stop to Buc-ee's and to some Whataburger.
We went down to Texas.
Dang.
Went on the Chisholm Trail.
Oh, yeah. Wow, that's...
Kind of going out of your way.
Yeah. I mean, that's why it took us so long to get here.
We didn't really have...
Well, at one point it took people 4 months to get to California. It took us 2 weeks, so...
Yeah. Technology's a hell of a drug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I got here a lot sooner than 2 weeks. When did you get here, Josh?
I got here the day after Maine.
Right, I did too.
Did you take a flight?
Yeah.
Red-eye flight.
Well,
I think I mentioned that at the end of the last episode.
Oh, they let you on like first class because you're a famous author.
I'm a big time podcaster.
Yeah,
Wow.
actually, we have our own jet.
Oh. Well, we wanted to ride horses.
I went to the counter and they said, "Do you have a ticket?" And I took off my sunglasses and I was like, "Do you know who I am?" And she's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry."
And then the police come run around the corner and tease you, and they're like, "Sir, this is not a Wendy's. You're drunk. Get off the premise."
This is a Wendy's.
So, but I'm glad y'all made it safe. I've heard. We hope you at home, wherever you may be listening, you're safe as well and chugging through 2021 like the badass you are.
Yes,
Definitely.
Absolutely.
So yeah, let's hop right into it.
Okay.
Now, I'm sure you guys have heard of the Fresco Nightwalkers.
Yes.
Fresno Nightwalkers.
Yes. Fresco, California.
I've heard Fresno Nightwalkers.
I've heard Fresno.
Nightcrawlers.
I've heard of Fresno.
Well,
those little men from the
we're
80s in parachute pants. What?
Oh,
did you want to talk about them?
No, I mean.
Listen, there's two videos of the Fresno Nightcrawlers.
Yeah, that's it.
I feel like I don't have anything to
Do you
input.
know about them? Imagine a small clown wearing very baggy pants.
But
on
he's
stilts.
an arm amputee, double arm amputee.
Yeah, and he's on stilts. So he's like a clown on stilts with baggy pants.
Does he taunt people? Or?
No,
he just walks through
walks
parks.
around.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just go YouTube Fresno Nightcrawler.
I feel like his clown makeup would be kind of freaky.
But
It's not an actual clown.
it's just
clown
white.
pants.
Just pure white.
Just pure white.
Oh.
But
Yeah.
I bring them
That
up
sounds
because
horrifying.
most people would consider those aliens or monsters of California, but I have a story of a different kind of monster in the Fresno area.
The worst kind, human beings.
How did you know?
Do you need to talk after the podcast?
Yeah,
Do you just
someone
know
hurt.
some-
Someone hurt me.
This is a story of the self-titled vampire king of Fresno.
Self-titled
vampire.
Yeah.
Josh, I didn't know you wanted to bring up Twilight again.
Oh.
So we're not. I didn't
We're
bring
not.
it up.
I can bring
it
out.
up.
I can bring out the soundtrack for you.
Yeah. Okay, so Marcus Wesson is as much of a monster as you could find in California.
Oh no.
This man is originally from Kansas, and after serving... Huh?
Sorry. Go ahead.
What were you going to say?
Yeah. Go ahead, finish
From
that
Kansas?
I'm just thinking.
Yeah.
Kansas. Nothing against people from Kansas. I think it can be a really nice state. But
But when was this,
sometimes-
Josh?
Let me get there.
Okay, all right. Well, let's just hear the story, and then
I'm
we can
just
make
saying,
then we can make a judged opinion about people from Kansas.
Yeah, boo.
We're going to go there eventually.
We will.
We have, listen.
I know.
We have.
Also, that's where Superman's from. So,
That's where Henry Cavill.
Cavalcade.
Did
Okay.
you know that Henry Cavill?
Come on, guys.
Cavill-
I've almost made it 2 sentences into this.
Okay.
He might be in the new Mass Effect, y'all.
I love him.
All right, so he's originally from Kansas, and after serving as an ambulance driver in the Army in the mid-'60s,
Oh man.
he moved in with an older woman named Rosemary,
Oh.
who he had a daughter with. But not long into his relationship, he took an interest in the woman's 8-year-old daughter, Elizabeth.
No.
Wait, the one that he helped father?
No.
Oh, so
this is
this
a this is a child she already had.
But
that's
That's still
messed
weird.
So he married Elizabeth when she was 14 and he was
What?
27.
Okay, so this happened back in the day because there's no way that this
Well,
would
that was
fly.
common in
Yeah.
the day.
Well, back in this was the 60s.
Yeah,
right?
late 60s, early 70s.
Still kind of common.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
So they ended up having 10 children together.
Dang.
One of them died in infancy, and they moved to California, where they would eventually get custody of Rosemary's other children. I don't know how.
What?
I don't know if Rosemary was a part of this or how he got control of her children, but in total there were 16 children under his
Oh.
care.
So he
16.
took on
16.
an additional 7.
That's
Yep.
why.
Wow.
Why?
What a life.
You know what? He wanted that child support money.
Well,
Maybe.
also, he was convinced that he and his offspring were vampires and formed a new faith based on this and his main beliefs that incest produces the seed of perfection of oneself.
This is some, like,
wait.
Yeah.
Why am I picturing? Is it in Australia where they had like those children that would come out of the woods and they were all found to be like part of some incestual family that was living in the woods by themselves? And, like CPS, kind of like CPS had to come in and like come take all the kids out. Ugh.
Are you going to explain why he thought they were
Maybe.
vampires? I'm curious.
Yeah.
So, the children were homeschooled and took part in his lessons, which
God.
included instruction in oral sex when the kids were 8 or 9.
Oh my! I thought you were gonna say
Yeah.
something crazy like blood alchemy, but you know what? That's not
That's
crazy.
crazy.
He
We went
would
further.
he would marry his daughters, and alongside the adopted nieces, he had children with all of them. When they were old enough, the girls got jobs to support the family, but Wesson kept them under control through violence and fear.
And this was in California.
Yep.
Whew.
He said keeping the family together was the most important thing. The police were devils in disguise, and suicide was the only way to escape if captured.
Oh.
At one
wow.
point in 2004, 2 of his nieces ran away but returned trying to get their children back. This led to arguing, and eventually the police were called, and when they arrived, Wesson asked them to give him a moment, and he returned a few minutes later covered in blood.
No.
Well, with the police at the door, he took a .22 caliber pistol and shot each of the 9 children in the eye, killing them. and then went with no problem with the police.
How would they have not heard that?
The police were like, bang! Oh, what do you think that was, Johnson? I don't know. Bang, 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 bang!
Apparently, they're all in one room, and he just...
What did he make them all line up in once? Was one shot?
Well, they were probably...
She's almighty.
They were probably indoctrinated to think that that's
was
what they
okay.
needed to do,
That
because
was
the police
fine.
were there.
Yeah, but as a police officer, even in the 60s, if you... I guess after hearing the one shot, I guess you'd want to
This was in 2005.
I guess in 2005,
Oh.
you'd want to take cover after you hear the one shot. When you hear them all keep going off, it's like, what do you think?
Yeah.
He was charged with 9 counts of murder, 14 accounts of sexual abuse, and he's still on death row today.
Really?
Wow, he's still
Is there should be a movie or something off of this. This is
No, I would be
crazy.
Sure.
interested to watch.
Yeah, he's the most monstrous person I've heard of.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's a pedophile and a murderer.
But where does the vampire thing come into
Yeah,
play?
though,
Like,
why did he think? Why did he think they were all vampires?
I don't know that.
Oh,
he
gosh.
just self-named
yeah,
himself?
he just...
The Vampire
yeah.
King?
Let me show you him.
Guys, if you have any sort of issue with mental health, there are hotlines out there for you to find help. And if you
This-
think you're a vampire, that's okay. Just don't hurt anyone.
Oh,
That's
geez.
terrifying.
Yeah,
He's
that's-
300 pounds and has dreadlocks.
Yeah, definitely Google image the Vampire
He
King.
could snap me in half like a banana.
Okay.
He could just
Damn.
sit on you.
That's what. Oh gosh.
Yeah, and those are the kids he killed.
Oh, jeez.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Married all the daughters.
Wow.
And
messed
the
up.
sons. What did the sons do? Just
I don't know. I mean, the sons he killed, but I don't know what.
what he would make them.
I don't know
do?
what.
Well,
The labor.
Yeah,
Shot for sure, probably. That's insane. I've never heard of that story before.
yeah.
yeah, neither would
Wow.
I.
I don't know where the vampire thing came from, though.
Might just be out of convenience.
Maybe he just.
He just thought
He just really has an affinity with them.
When did Twilight come out?
2008.
2000,
But
yeah.
the book.
It was inspired off of this, actually.
Well,
No,
probably.
okay.
that would.
Did you know
No.
that Twilight was inspired because of current events like 9/11 and then
Oh,
Gerard
did
Way
you
and
see
then
that on
My
TikTok?
My
There's
Chemical Romance.
that's on
And that
TikTok. There's this
Stephanie
theory
Meyer.
like after 9/11 happened. No, but didn't she write the books and like?
Because she was a fan of My Chemical Romance, and Gerard Way of My Chemical Romance was on a ferry when 9/11 happened.
Oh,
In
okay.
your
So it said that the police said they did not hear gunshots.
Huh.
So, like, maybe a
So-
silence?
I don't
Silence
know.
type?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a
That's-
really fascinating story.
that is really-
horrific, but
And apparently inside the room where because there was just when they went in, it was just a pile of dead bodies tangled with each other,
Yeah.
and the bedroom was full of antique coffins.
oh,
Huh.
Hmm.
So he was like, maybe that's where they slept.
The sky
Yeah,
looks
maybe-
so pretty outside.
it's like that.
Yeah, that mountain
Yeah,
landscape.
California sun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little cloudy, but now it's coming together.
Yeah, but
That's terrifying.
yeah. So we're gonna move on. I know that's not really a paranormal story, but you know what?
No, that's
He's a
just,
monster.
Yeah,
He's a monster.
He is a
That's,
monster.
that's
Yeah.
all you need to know.
You know, he's kind of that's the worst
That's
inhumanity you could find.
The worst kind of monster is the monster that isn't fake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
So we're gonna move on to because I had to another sea monster.
He had to.
Had to.
He had to do that sea urchin.
Everywhere has a sea monster. Anywhere with a body of water has a sea monster.
Mm.
So this is Elsie.
Which one were the last two?
Nessie and Casey.
Casey or
Let's
Cassie?
start with an A. I always forget it. Alti.
Alassi?
Alti.
No, Alti.
Alti, and then the last one is Cassie.
Cassie. And then,
Alti in Georgia, Cassie in Maine.
And then on this
Now
one.
Elsie
Elsie.
in California.
Cute. Okay.
So this is going to be real short because it's the same story over and over again. But it's in Lake Elsinore.
Where's
It's
that
described
located?
in California.
Well, do you know where in California?
Lake Elsie.
Okay.
Or Lake Elsinore.
I don't know. I don't know where that is.
We'll bring out the atlas.
It's described as a mix of a plesiosaur and a sea serpent. Witnesses have said it's around 100 feet long with a 30-foot tail. Native Americans even have their own mythology surrounding the creature. In 1954, the lake dried out, and no creature was spotted, no body or anything. And then in the 60s, the lake was filled back in, and sightings of Elsie started coming back. And people think that Elsie just hid in an underwater cavern until the water came back.
An underwater cavern.
Yeah, that's where they think water is from on Mars.
What?
Underneath the surface.
Like in like
And
so
Mar-
on Mars,
on Mars?
like underneath. Like,
Underneath the surface of Mars is ice, which is water.
Yeah.
They used to think that because it was red and it's so hot that like the water dissipated. But it's underneath.
We
Yeah.
could have land on Mars.
Yeah.
well, didn't you want to go to Mars?
Maybe there's
Not Mars,
a monster on Mars.
I just want to travel to outer space, and I will die happily if I just go up there.
They're starting to make space hotels.
Yeah, but do you know
Yeah.
how much money you have to pay?
Yeah,
I just
just
been-
find a nice prince.
For like in the millions.
Yeah,
There's
find
that
a nice
guy-
prince.
Asking if you could buy him a plane ticket and he'd pay you back.
Yeah, answer that Nigerian prince email. He'll hook
Why
you
Yeah.
up.
don't-
He
why
said
don't
he
we
was
all
royal-
just get on
Said he was
a.
royalty. He just needed a way to get back home.
He just
and he'd
needed
send you the
help.
money.
Oh, this is totally off topic, but have you guys seen on the news this woman who was scammed by this guy who said he was Bruno Mars? And he would message her on like, I don't know, I guess Instagram or something, like DMs, and he convinced her he was Bruno Mars, and he would ask her for money saying, "Oh, I need help. The tour bus like broke down, blah blah blah, I'll pay you back." But she would send him money, like cash and checks, but up in the thousands, like 20,000, 30,000.
How did people fall for this?
I know, it was so, I was watching it, I was like, that is so sad she fell for that, but
You know,
do you really think Bruno Mars is
Would
going
need help.
would need help?
I saw an episode of Catfish where there was a lesbian woman who disguised herself as Bow Wow.
I'm
No
not
way,
surprised
really?
there's a
Yeah.
lesbian
Oh,
episode.
I'm not surprised
Yeah.
it was on Catfish.
You know,
Yeah.
every single day I get a text saying that I won an Amazon's drawing
Me
for the day.
too. Me
And
I
I
get
just-
a car insurance phone call every
Yeah.
day.
I just think if I'm getting these, then how many people are falling for them?
That's true.
Why do we
It's
why do
probably-
we get those messages?
Our
Scammers.
information's out there, public,
Yeah.
unfortunately. It's more of the older people that I feel bad for because at some point your mind doesn't. It's not as
The worst one I
sharp
ever heard
anymore.
of is if they call like your grandparent and they're like, "Yeah, we have your grandson in jail. Wire us $200 to get him out of jail." Because they're going to be like, "Oh my god, what happened?"
Kid.
Yeah.
Wow.
But back to your sea urchin. So
Elsie,
Do you know what a sea urchin is?
it just
I do.
sounds.
It looks
cool.
like those little
the little
Weird.
things you step on
Yeah.
and
Sea urchin.
poison.
fishy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Some
eat
of
their
them.
eggs.
It's a way to make it seem cuter than
Yeah.
what it
Yeah,
might
you
actually
eat the
be.
gonads of them.
Yeah, you eat the gonads.
Grossy.
You ever had sea urchin sushi?
No.
No, I don't want it.
It's pretty good.
Sushi sounds
Alright.
good though.
He brought himself sushi.
Must be nice.
Yeah.
I'll have to.
That's for later.
Later.
All right. So we're gonna move on because we got a lot to cover in a short time.
No, go ahead. Keep opening it. You're fine.
Hold on, you want to put it
Yeah,
closer?
put it
'Cause it might be
here.
like an
Here.
Yeah.
somewhere thick.
Open that starburst. Okay, perfect. Wow, that really clipped the mic. Okay. Next, we're gonna take a little trip over to Big Sur.
Yes.
I love that penguin movie.
Oh boy,
I love Big Sur. It's
Surf's
beautiful.
Up?
Sur. So.
I want to take you to Big
Surf's
Sur one day because I feel like you'd fall in love with it.
Well,
Why
if you
not?
go to Big Sur, you might have to look out for the Dark Watchers.
What is that?
They're like the night watchers, but they watch for the dark.
But in the dark.
They're like the dusk.
You
not
guys, are,
midnight.
you guys are so
Thank
so
you.
intelligent.
Yeah.
So, for hundreds of years in the Santa Lucia Mountains, people have seen giant, tall shadows watching from afar. Native American tribes have passed down oral traditions of them being as long as they've been in the area. When the Spanish arrived, they began to observe the beings they called them los vigilantes oscuros. Did I say that
Yes,
right?
that's not bad.
The watchers.
Oscuros.
Yeah, it's not
Los
bad.
vigilantes oscuros.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The tall watchers are incredibly passive. They've not tried to interact with humans and have just been seen to watch from afar and then turn and leave.
Oh.
Writers have even drawn inspiration from them. One notably is John Steinbeck,
Mm.
who wrote about them in his short story Flight. Steinbeck's mother firmly believed in the Watchers and would regularly give them offerings of flowers and fruit. She'd leave offerings on her way into Big Sur, and on her way back, in place of her offerings, there would be flowers.
Wow.
No one knows what these mysterious Watchers are there to do, but many different cultures over many centuries have always felt watched from the hills.
You know what?
The hills have eyes, if you will.
The hills do
Hills
have
dark
eyes.
Watchers.
The hills have secrets too.
Oh.
They're aliens researching human interaction.
Probably.
It's just God peeking over the hills.
It's just little.
That's nice with the little flowers.
He likes playing Sims.
Well, now
How you doing?
I love Sims. I play the Sims. I haven't played the Sims in a while. I need to get back to it.
Yeah.
I just have too many families to control.
Naturally. To kill or not to kill?
No, I
That
don't
is
kill
the
them.
question.
They die on their own.
There's I don't know if it's I think it's a Zelda game. Josh, you ever see? There's just one Zelda game, and if you get to a certain point, you can actually manipulate the camera, and there's exactly like that. There's someone who's shadowed, and you just see their little eyes, and they're just peeking off of a cliff watching you.
That's
Sounds
like-
like Majora's Mask.
I think it's in Majora's Mask.
That
It's
sounds
on
creepy.
it's on some like odd header game thing, like someone clipped it and saw it.
Is it creepy or is it cute looking?
No, it's creepy.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like you're being watched.
While playing the game.
Yeah, I think so, like in a specific area.
Well, you know, whenever you have like mountains or like forests, like
Something's bound to happen.
I'm convinced, yeah, there's things out there that we have no idea.
Well, it's
Yeah.
just like I said earlier at another time, a few days ago. Who knows when it was? Nature's so big.
yeah. You probably told that to Brooke on the Oregon Trail.
Yeah. While we were
Under the stars?
No, we were,
Well, you should have seen there was one point where our riding instructor got bit by a rattlesnake on his thigh, and Boo was like, "I'll help you," and she like ripped off his pants.
Okay,
and,
we're gonna. You have a story, actually, right?
I do have a story.
But was he cute?
Not about that though.
He was
I mean-
like he was like a 300-pound, 50-year-old man.
he said he was a vampire.
Oh yeah. He had dreadlocks actually.
He's wearing an orange like jumpsuit.
No,
Strange.
no.
I do have a story.
This is cool.
Yeah, I'll take a break.
Okay.
All right.
Let me get my stone. Well, no, here's my actual tablet. It's not a stone tablet. So,
Last time, well, Brooke and you both shared stories that same night, right? think
Yeah, we
episode.
did.
What was it?
It was
it 3, 2?
Massachusetts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Massachusetts.
It's cool.
Yeah.
and you still have yet to share one.
I know. I've been thinking about this. I just don't know. There's a state that I'm hoping eventually when we get to, I've got one.
I'm surprised California wouldn't have been one that you would have shared. I don't know.
I like it, but yeah, not
But yeah,
quite.
I like it, but yeah, we can quote that.
I like it.
I like it, but yeah.
I'm trying to think of what state you could do.
We'll figure it out.
Colorado? Colorado? Don't you like Colorado? Oh, you like
No, I
You guys
love.
have,
Yeah, I love
have
Colorado.
stories for Alaska.
No, let me do Washington.
Actually, I do have a story for when we go to Alaska.
I got a horror story for Washington.
Oh,
so whenever we
sheesh.
do that state,
Don't we all?
You do?
yes,
Was I with you?
no,
Was I with you?
no, not Washington D.C.
Oh.
Washington
State.
Oh.
From
The
Georgia,
state.
Washington.
There's an actual. Well, they're not a monster, but there's just something horrific that lives in Washington.
Oh. Oh, I don't know. I've never heard you talk about it, but I do have one for Alaska.
No,
Oh, boo,
right.
you've heard it talked about plenty of
Unfortunately, I have
times.
told you about it. Yes,
Let's hear your
they're under
Alaska
a different
story.
alias.
Just kidding.
Alien and
Move on.
human
to
clothing.
I still don't know what you're talking about, but you'll tell me later. Okay, so I'm sure
Code.
some of you, if not most of you, have heard of the Cecil Hotel.
Oh,
The Cecil?
shit!
Is it Cecil? Cecil? It's
The
Cecil.
Cecil.
Cecil Hotel.
Yeah, let's go with Cecil. That sounds
The
nicer.
Cecil.
But it is now known as Stay on Main because it's on Main Street.
Okay,
But it is...
that's nice. Sorry, Josh just put his wrist up to my nose. It's his new fetish.
across my face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it is a hotel in downtown Los Angeles, opened in 1924. Oh, is that the Palo Santo?
Okay,
thing?
he did it again.
He did it to me now.
I actually put it in my hair and it stayed on.
Oh, very nice.
This hotel has 19 floors and 700 rooms.
That's a lot.
And unfortunately, it has a history of many suicides and deaths.
Nice.
And there's actually a recent documentary that came out on Netflix.
This reminds me of that TikTok.
I'm so
TikTok
sorry,
about
Josh.
the Cecil Hotel.
Did you see TikTok? TikTok?
Nope.
Click
Go
clock? No, there's a recent documentary that came out on Netflix over the death of, is it Eliza or Elisa?
Eliza Lamb.
Because I've heard people say her name differently.
Lizzie. I know her
Lizzie
as
Lamb?
Lizzie.
You knew her personally?
Yeah.
Eliza Lamb. If you haven't checked it out, I would. It was very interesting. It's only 4 episodes, but
Oh, that's nice and short.
we're not here to talk about her.
Okay.
Okay. So, a little history on the hotel. It was built by 3 brothers in 1924, and the 3 brothers had plans to make it like a very lavish hotel, marble flooring, statues,
Bougie.
It definitely got there.
stained glass windows.
It might have. Hold on, I want to know.
You name it. But unfortunately, within 5 years of its opening, the Great Depression sank in, and the hotel declined tremendously as a result. Yes.
Oh, this is just like the hotel when we were in Georgia.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, actually. Yeah.
Except there wasn't any fires.
That's true.
Could have been fire. I don't know. Okay. Anyways. Okay. In addition to its decline, the nearby area called Skid Row became populated with homeless people, as many as 10,000, just within a 4-mile radius.
That's pretty damn close.
Skid Row is considered to be one of the most dangerous places
So you got
in
the homeless,
Los Angeles.
you got the homeless, you got the druggies, and then you got
Well, we're not there yet.
But so just to clarify, so Skid Row, it's 4 miles, but it's like a area in downtown Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm. Like a street.
street.
I don't know. I don't know
Skid
much
Row
about-
Street.
I mean, it's an area. It's
It's kind of like saying
like
Oak Cliff, maybe.
in Dallas.
In Dallas.
It's just it's a tough area. It's a rough area, but yeah, it is one of
That's very well said.
the
It
most
didn't-
dangerous place.
It didn't have a jump start. It got kicked in the side, and then it stayed that way.
Yeah, because once the Great Depression hit, I mean,
lot of it.
they lost the money really to make the hotel
What
they wanted it to be. Their vision just failed.
Gotcha.
But it is now rebranded as Stay on Main.
What is that word again, Alex? Gentrification.
Yeah,
It's going through
Gentrification.
gentrification.
We
Right?
just got Brooke hooked on phonics.
I had that as a kid.
What?
Hooked on phonics.
What is that? I think
It was basically like my mom would get these cassettes and put them in our huge radio, and like it would basically
Help you, like, teach you?
walk me
Like,
through how to read.
Like pronunciation.
Yeah.
That's cute.
Yeah, I
actually. I
used to
didn't know
have
that.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, and then I had to have like a special reading tutor for many of years.
Well, I did
Really?
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was just
Reading and
because
writing.
I didn't know English very well.
Oh.
in the first
I
few
was
years.
just dumb.
Yeah, no, you weren't.
Wow.
She only spoke in Spanish
Yeah, actually.
to the
Both
disappointment
of us did.
many.
We were born speaking Spanish.
I don't think you
Came out of the
did
womb
you?
going,
I never needed I've actually now hearing Brooke and you say that you guys needed help, I'm been grateful I never needed help reading.
Well,
I've always been a great reader.
That's good.
Thank you.
Everyone needs a little bit of help every now and then.
Yeah.
Alex, do you want to tell the viewers who you got a phone call from today? A very special phone call from? You remember? You remember?
A phone call today.
Yeah.
Or
You got
Ted Cruz
two.
called you.
You got 2 very special phone calls today when I showed you.
Oh,
Do you remember who
What?
called you?
No.
Okay. I'll have them.
Oh, yeah. Well, hold
Wait.
on. But that's not. But how about we share the phone call later at the end of the episode?
Okay. that's
Okay.
fine.
Wait, was it important? Was
Apparently,
It was very.
Yeah, apparently
Yeah.
it was.
Oh.
It'll be a nice little like.
Did you miss the phone call?
No, I scheduled it for her.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a scheduled call.
Oh, okay.
But
Well,
just speaking Spanish made me think of her.
wait, first. Oh.
Yeah, well, we'll do it. What? No, we'll do it at the end of
What
the.
what are you thinking about?
Okay, well, we'll do it at the end because now there's 2 things I want to know. Your Washington story and then this phone call. Okay, anyways, back to the Cecil Hotel. when you look at pictures of the Cecil Hotel, you'll notice the iconic sign on the side of the building where it says Hotel Cecil, low daily, weekly rates, 700 rooms. This is just kind of a fun fact for me. I didn't know that originally it had said low monthly, daily, weekly rates, and you can still see on the sign where the first 3 letters of monthly were cut off.
So was it used maybe not as a kind of like a hotel, but also like a
long stay?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because
do that today at any hotels still.
Because originally the 3 brothers, they wanted the hotel to be like a place for tourists and a destination for travelers just to stay.
Mm-hmm.
But it's definitely changed since.
Just to interject, it actually in some cases is cheaper for a person of elderly age to live at a hotel instead of going to a nursing home.
Some people, a lot of people still do that
Maybe
nowadays.
that's the way I need to go, because that sounds nice.
Was the maid going to change my diaper too?
So think about it. They clean your room daily, right? If you request to have your room cleaned daily, and you're not paying $20 or $12,000 a month for like a residential area to live in a nursing home.
Josh, would you be like one of those like horny old men?
Oh gosh!
Oh my god!
Oh, where does this go?
Whoa.
In this day and age, I think that's a very loaded question.
I'm
I'm going to say no.
He needs to.
Okay, not at that.
We'll talk about it later.
No.
He needs to wait and see, and
Gonna
maybe
get-
get that prescription for that little blue pill.
Gosh!
You're going to start rumors.
Stop.
Let's reel it back into this hotel.
You're going to start rumors, and my career's going to be canceled before it begins.
Let's not talk about that. Okay, so the hotel, it is now rebranded as Stay on Main.
Mm-hmm.
And so the layout goes like this. The bottom 2 floors were for the long-term residents. So your residents. So,
The old people.
yeah.
Your low income housing people that can't get kicked out.
Exactly. So those were the bottom 2 floors.
Got it.
Floors 4 to 6 were the Stay on Main hotels. So this one was kind of interesting because even though they rebranded it Stay on Main, they had separate reception areas, but they all had shared facilities.
So you still
that's weird.
You had Cecil and you had Stay on Main.
But everything
But
was
they were-
shared.
they
It
were
was
shared.
It was just the same.
Did you know they did that during the beginning of COVID, where they had Pasquale's Pizzeria, but it was Chuck E.
It was
Cheese's,
Chuck E. Cheese.
and
Yeah.
Chuck E. Cheese was
Oh,
delivering
yeah.
pizza.
Yeah, I forgot about
that was
that.
shady.
It was
Yeah.
shady, but Chuck E. Cheese is shady to begin with.
Y'all seen his new mascot look?
Yeah, I miss the old guy.
Actually, fun fact, one of my old friends was Chuck E. Cheese. And he would send
Oh.
me pictures of him in the dressing room.
See,
as Chuck E. Cheese.
when Chuck E.
He'd be
Cheese
trying to
went,
get that money.
when Chuck E. Cheese went from being a robot to being a person, I stopped trusting him.
Well, when we were kids, he was a nice, like, cartoony looking mouse.
I will say that
Now
I would-
he looks like he's on drugs.
I always wanted to have like parties at Chuck E. Cheese, and we'd always be in the party area. But as soon as those curtains opened and those animatronics came out, I'd be
The
out
band.
of it. I'd be gone. I would not want to stick
I had a
around
party
for
at
that.
Chuck E. Cheese.
I watched from afar.
I think I had like two parties at Chuck E. Cheese, probably.
Yeah, those things
Around there.
terrified me when I was little.
That was fine. I thought it was okay.
No,
I
Chuck
like
E.
one.
Cheese's band
It's like
is freaky.
one. I went to go see the Road to El Dorado in theaters, and they had a clown performing before the show,
Oh my
and
god!
it scared me so much I hid under the table, and I was so
Aw.
scared that
Okay.
my sister. I don't know who it was. It was my sister or my dad or something. Told the clown I was afraid.
No.
So instead of staying away, the clown decided that he
He's
wanted to show me that clowns weren't scary. So he's, hey there, you afraid of me? I'm like, yes.
Wow.
I'm like 6 or something.
So
I hated
basically,
But
You're
Chuck E.
scarred.
Cheese. Chuck E. Cheese
That's
has the
fine.
best
It was a good
pizza
movie.
too.
you know what?
The
though?
pizza at Chuck E. Cheese is
It's pretty bomb.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
it. So
We haven't been.
You could say that the Cecil Hotel and the Stay on Main were pulling the curtains back on these people.
Well, yeah, get this too. What
You
was
wouldn't
crazy?
pull the curtain back and put the curtain over him.
Oh, okay,
That's true.
Get it?
theater. Oh.
Get it?
Some of us
Jumper
are not in
box.
theater.
Let's go to a stage lift.
Oh, I thought you were like because that's how you would kill someone too.
What?
Well, actually, yes, that does apply.
Like almost strangling them with the curtain to not make them breathe.
What?
Yeah, that works too.
That works. Okay, well, clearly we weren't thinking on the same wavelength. But anyways, well, what is crazy, though, is after they rebranded the Cecil Hotel, the official website still remained thececilhotel.com. So anyone who wanted to book stay on Main, they were taken to the Cecil Hotel.
What if
so
they booked
shady.
via hotels.com or booking.com?
You would have seen, stay on Main, but you would have been led to Cecil Hotel. I mean, it was all the same.
Can you imagine if we did that and we were like, oh man, yeah, like 5 out of 5 stars.
Yeah, I got some swanky new hip place.
Yeah, modern, and then we walk up.
Well,
and
yeah,
we're like,
because
Well, no wonder so many people kill themselves.
when they rebranded it, they were like, let's make it great. Let's make it aesthetically pleasing.
History of suicides. I'm waiting for it.
Okay,
Oh my
well, let me
God,
get there.
Josh.
So anyways, so the first 2 floors were your long-term residence. Floors 4 to 6 were your stay on Main hotel tenants, which I don't know what the 3rd floor was. I looked it up and there was never a. They never. Maybe that was where.
Maybe that's where they had employee washroom.
Something.
True.
And then floor 7 and above were back to the Cecil Hotel. So the little middle floors were the stay on Main. So
people were trapped.
exactly, and that's not cool because you're thinking, I'm at stay on Main, but below you and above you are
your
all
safety
Cecil.
levels varying greatly.
And you said that they share the same elevator. And
Everything was the same. Like everything was shared. So yeah, you were.
So like
mixing.
the people who were staying there long term, you said were like economically not doing so well.
Mhm.
Does that mean that they were probably like really poor, like maybe Skid Row poor?
Yeah, you had and
I mean, if you're surrounded by drugs and homeless, if you can scrap together a couple bucks, you're essentially there. And then what do you have to do around there if you don't, if you don't have a job, you can't really get on your feet. You probably turn back into drugs.
I'm just trying to think of like when you get on the elevator and you're like
you're interacting.
Hey, man, that dude's like over there is like peeing himself. Hope he's alright.
Anyways, so according to Kenneth Givens, a former long-term resident of the Cecil Hotel, said that anything higher than the 6th floor was dangerous. He said usually the higher floors at the Cecil was where people used to get killed. The violence got so intense that Amy Price, the former manager of the hotel, said that there would be 1 to 3 911 calls a day.
Oh my God.
That's a lot of... Anyways, so now into the suicides and deaths, Josh.
1, 2, 3, 9, 9.
The very first documented death ever that occurred at the Cecil Hotel was on January 22nd, 1927. A man named Percy Ormond Cook, who was 52, shot himself in the head while inside his hotel room after failing to reconcile with his wife and child.
Aww.
The Los Angeles Times reported that he was rushed to the hospital, but records show that he died that same evening. The next reported death was a man named W.K. Norton, who died in his hotel room after taking poison capsules. Throughout the 40s and 50s, many more suicides occurred to where the hotel gained the nickname The Suicide. The Cecil Hotel gained a lot of nicknames, like, I don't know, The Death or something like that.
I can see it.
There are a lot of
good ones.
a lot of good ones, but The Suicide was one of them. However, in addition to suicides, the Cecil Hotel also includes other acts of violence and disturbing happenings. It became a notorious spot for drug activity and sex workers.
Oh.
Again, Skid Row, you were...
Yeah, you're
having a lot of activity there.
Yeah, you gotta get the money somehow.
I'll give you $20 for those molars.
Meet me on the
that
9th
hair.
floor.
Oh God, that hair! I'll give you $10 for that hair.
Oh my God.
Well, you can meet them in the higher levels of the Cecil Hotel.
Apparently not between certain levels.
That's where they filmed Les Miserables.
What?
That's good French.
Oh, is it because Anne Hathaway got her teeth removed?
Yes.
Oh, gosh.
Thank you for getting
Okay.
I got you.
Anyways.
Let's get hooked on phonics.
I'm glad. Let's buy it for you again. So, there have been claims that the hotel hosted the Black Dahlia days before her murder, but there are no known records to prove that. And obviously, her case is still unsolved.
That is such an interesting case.
Very interesting.
I want to learn more about it.
You take
I really
a
don't know
peek-see
anything.
at it in LA Noire.
Okay.
The game.
The game. The game.
Never played it.
You never played LA? Did I play LA Noire? Yeah, I did. Yeah, the second one.
Did you let me play LA Noire? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I played it on my own. I had my own PlayStation. What do you think? Continuing. Most infamously, the hotel hosted serial killer Richard Ramirez, also known as the Night Stalker. He was a regular in the Skid Row area, and according to a hotel clerk, Ramirez was staying at the hotel for a few weeks.
Oh.
It is said that while he was staying there, he was engaging in his killing spree and then would go back to his hotel room to just
Relax.
chill.
Wow.
I don't know if he actually killed anyone in his hotel room.
Maybe that was just his little...
I don't know. I'm sure I actually don't know much about him, but...
He just wanted to
That was
regain the
one.
good vibes.
Well, also,
Of
that's a
the
prime
season.
location.
Yeah.
You're not that far away from Skid Row, so I guess if you're going to do it.
Yeah, I'd want to go back and recharge and meditate. Maybe get a nice hot shower.
Oh, God.
Oh, we'll
Yeah.
get to that. Another serial killer, Jack Unterweger. He's Austrian. He was also staying at the hotel, and there he strangled and killed at least 3 sex workers.
Damn.
He was eventually convicted in Austria, where he's from, and he hanged himself after his conviction.
You know, if you do something terrible enough to take someone out of this world, you shouldn't have the means to take yourself out.
No.
How cowardly.
Suffer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Most famously is the death of Eliza Lamb, whose body was found in one of the water tanks. The police knew to look in the water tanks because some of the hotel tenants were complaining about the water pressure being too low and the color of the water being grayish brown to black.
Being lamb colored.
That's
Oh, God. So do you imagine...
turning on your water and you're about to brush your teeth?
I use that water to make coffee, y'all.
What I don't get is people turned on the faucet, saw that the water was like murky and gray, and still drank it.
I was
And
thinking
showered
the same
in
thing
it.
too. Like, that should have been your first instinct to, like, something's wrong.
Because you think it would smell that.
At least from, like, the stay on main section, you know, like the...
Actually, yeah, because
Yeah.
when Eliza Lamb was staying there, she was staying technically on the Stay on Main
So the
rebrand.
hotel, the
But if you're
actual-
paying like a higher price for a schwanky hotel, and that schwanky hotel
Yeah.
has poop brown water,
Yeah.
you'd be like, what's going on?
but then if
And-
you're an old tenant, that
Yeah.
might happen all the time.
Well, I don't know. But, yeah, so when she was there, and unfortunately after she passed away, yeah, the other tenants who were experiencing this, like, low water pressure and discoloration of the water, they were part of the Stay on Main level.
Yeah.
So, again, the shared facilities, like, everyone was sharing. So everyone was seeing that.
Yuck.
Disgusting. So that one, it's a very interesting case. Again, I would check out the documentary on Netflix.
Check out her Tumblr.
Actually, her Tumblr.
Is it still
It's
up
still
on
up.
Tumblr?
You have to kind of dig for it a little bit, but it's still
That's
up.
eerie.
I mean, the whole thing was just so interesting. So, some of the influences from the Cecil Hotel. It was the inspiration for the 5th season of American Horror Story Hotel.
Oh.
Oh, come on.
Was it really? That
Yeah.
makes so much sense
That's
now.
so lame.
Have you watched it?
That's
We
not
watched-
vampires.
We watched... I think that's where we
stuff.
stopped watching.
Was it good?
No.
Oh.
Because that's,
Was
you
that
know,
Lady
it-
Gaga, though?
Yeah, she's fine. But it gets,
She was great.
It gets to a point where Ryan Murphy has a type of men, and that's okay. You have a type, but don't, Josh, I'm talking to you. When you get big, do not cast the same blonde or the same redhead and have 5 characters all redhead because that's your type.
Okay, well, hold on.
There might be something.
Well, I have yet to watch the season. I'm still in the 4th season. I don't know. It's one of those shows where I'm like, I really need to get into
You
it.
know
was
what?
the best one.
Which one was the second one?
The Asylum one.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's my
it
favorite.
is.
it's a
And-
good.
yeah, the second one's my favorite, and then you get Coven, and Coven's, but it's got
She-
Stevie Nicks in it for like a split second.
No,
And
she's in
then-
for a couple seasons.
Is she? And then you get Circus. Circus is okay.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, it was inspiration for the 5th season, Hotel.
Go figure.
And it was also the setting for one of the episodes on the No Sleep podcast, season 3, the Cecil Hotel.
That's
I love the No Sleep podcast.
Shut up.
Shout out to them, please, anyone.
Please notice me.
So,
Notice me, senpai.
yeah, those were the 2 like influences that I felt were really interesting. There were some other ones.
Yeah.
But the hotel was eventually sold to a real estate developer in 2014, and it was officially closed in 2017 for extensive renovations. As of this year, 2021, the hotel remains closed, but that doesn't mean they might reopen it.
So Stay on Main is also closed then. Like the whole thing
technically, but I think not that long ago I searched up Stay on Main and it gave me the opportunity to like book a room or something.
That's
I don't know, but that was like a while back. But
maybe we'll check it out later.
They opened their doors for Ghost Adventures. I haven't watched the episode. They opened. I really didn't. I almost did, but I didn't. Ghost Adventures toured, and they felt or they sensed or whatever a lot of dark energy, especially in Richard Ramirez's room. So that also brought me to the idea of like you don't know what energy is there, and just I don't know the vibe from the
That's
hotel.
the thing, especially when you're going to do renovations. Like you're just putting up some nice paint, maybe fixing the floors. But
I would
the
burn
vibe's
down
still
the
there.
whole building and then start from scratch because that building has been up there since the 20s and it's seen the Great Depression.
Yeah.
It's seen, I mean,
That's true.
It's a
lot.
historical building.
Yeah.
actually, yeah, they made it historical.
You know, if I went to you and I said, there's this place over here and someone was horrendously murdered, could you, like, take that out of your brain?
Hey, give me a room.
Could you, no, I mean, like, could you, if you were walking in, would you look around and be like, sheesh, someone was murdered here? Like, you'd feel it, right? Ghost Adventures. I don't want to call you out, but I want to call you out.
Here we go.
I feel some energy in
Oh,
this
yeah.
room.
Okay, I make fun of them a
This
lot,
is the
too.
same room as Ramirez?
They're pretty silly.
They are. I make fun of them all the time
Just
with
love
Alex.
if there's any spirits here, make yourself known, you cowards. Oh, oh, it hit me.
I hate to break it to you, but, you know, there's probably a really good chance they went to one of these places, had no activity, and had to go back and make like there was activity, because that wouldn't make good TV, y'all.
Oh, that's
Just
why.
like,
That's why.
Heads up.
That's why I like the old episodes of Ghost Hunters, because like 90% of the episodes they'd go into a house, nothing would happen, and they'd be like, "Yeah, we didn't have any activity."
Yeah.
And then every now and then you'd get an episode where like a chair moved an inch across the floor, and they're like,
Look,
I was like, this is kind of cool.
there's things out there that totally can't be explained, but there's things out there that totally can be explained. And if you don't sense it and you don't know prior to it,
Yeah,
all
and
good.
even on like this old episode of Ghost Hunters, they'd pick up some like audio like recording, and the person would be like, "So is my house haunted?" And like, "No, we don't think it's haunted."
yeah,
Go figure.
I like watching Ghost Adventures, though.
I hate how
I did too.
Just as a...
It's
you did?
entertaining.
I did until
Oh.
they had the three main guys.
Zach.
Zach, I forget the other two guys.
Aaron?
Aaron and the other guy.
Yeah.
And the camera guy quit, and he was like, "I'm tired of doing this. This is all fake." And he said it on a podcast. And then Aaron went off to do his own show.
Yeah, and then he came back.
The cameraman rejoined Zach, and they put it under the rug. But yeah, he was on a podcast exactly saying, like, we've made stuff up.
I like
This
to
is
have it
not
on in the
real.
background. Like
Yeah.
an ID type of thing. That's
Yeah.
cozy for me.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyways, that was the Cecil Hotel. Lots of I say unexplained, but
A lot of misery and dread is drawn to that place, for sure.
yeah. And some people, I think actually after Eliza's death, people were still able to book rooms because it was still open,
Gosh.
technically.
Yeah.
And
Well,
Yeah.
thanks, Boo.
Yeah,
it was
thank
good.
you.
It was
thank
a good
you.
story.
Anytime.
So let's.
Best story. Sorry,
Hands down.
Josh. I don't know how you're
that's
gonna follow
in-
this.
That's in LA.
Downtown LA.
Let's take a break real quick for our sponsor. Today we are being sponsored by
Don't you say it.
this meal kit company, where you can
Okay.
get 12 meal kits for free if you
All right.
enter promo code.
Stop. Stop.
Thought you were gonna say that one brand I don't like.
Yeah.
You,
I can't.
you don't
we're not
like
getting
any of them.
sponsored.
You don't like any of the companies.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe she would if they reached out and sponsored us.
It's not like I say our email for fun at the end of every episode.
Take it away, Josh.
All right, so we're gonna go to San Diego.
Okay.
Sunny San Diego.
Have
It's like
you
right there on
guys-
the border.
San Diego.
No,
What?
no.
What? Where did you go that one
San
time?
Diego. It wasn't on the border.
San Diego's...
Where's Tijuana? Tijuana's like right there.
Yeah, I flew over Tijuana.
Oh.
Tijuana.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I went for a work trip. I went to San Diego and I skydived.
Yeah.
And they showed me
that's
the
fun.
bullfighting rings of Tijuana.
Tijuana. You know, there's some cartel action over there.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. It's like pretty close to the border.
It's close, but it's not close
You're
enough.
making it sound like it's up
Yeah.
north.
like not nowhere near.
Yeah, I had to drive like an hour to the skydiving place, and then they flew me like another 30 minutes out past that. So it wasn't exactly like a jump, skip, and hop.
It was close enough.
It was close enough for someone who had.
I mean,
a
it
car.
would take like about an hour to drive across the border.
Hey.
But yeah, I don't know why for a second in my head I got San Diego and San Francisco.
That's what I.
Oh no,
Yeah.
San Fran's a little.
Yeah, but so this one's San Diego. The Whaley House
Mhm.
was built.
Oh, the Whaley House. Sounds
You heard
familiar.
of
It sounds familiar.
It was built by Thomas Whaley in 1857 to be a home for his wife and eventually 6 children.
Damn, why
Eventually.
I always have
What?
what?
Because they didn't know how to stop.
Well, because you have 6 children, you expect half of them to die.
What year was this?
And half of them to work on the
It's
farm.
1800s.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
Pops
true.
was a boomer. They kept. I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's
your
okay.
dad is from the 1800s. You're right.
no, but
No,
a
he-
boomer. You know.
So
he had one of. He's like one of 6,
Seven.
7,
Well, technically, hold on,
8.
because he had a brother
He passed
when Pops was like what, still a child.
Yeah,
So 1, 2, Joe.
it's a bit.
Right. I think it's like 8 if you include the one that passed.
That's a lot of
He
kids.
came from a big family.
We are from a big family.
Yeah.
I love it. Anyway, sorry, Josh.
yeah, so 1857, Thomas Whaley built this home to be for his wife and eventually 6 children. I think at the time he only had like 2. Some claim the property was haunted before the house is even built because the site served as an execution grounds. And most notably, a thief named Yankee Jim Robinson was
That's a pretty good name.
Damn, Yankee.
was hanged there, and it's only a few blocks away from El Campo Santos Cemetery.
Oh, I love Los Santos.
I love Los
Um,
Santos Angeles.
So within 1 year of moving into the house, it would see its first death as Thomas Whaley's 18-month-old son died of scarlet fever. He was also named Thomas Whaley.
The second.
The Whaleys had a general store run out of their home, and eventually the house would see the city's courthouse
That's pretty cool.
and San Diego's first theater troupe.
Oh,
So this house just
cute.
held all sorts of stuff.
Bunch of theater kids.
Hey.
The family from the beginning claimed to hear the spirit.
Shout out to theater kids and choir kids.
The family from the beginning claimed to hear the spirit of the executed thief walking through the house and the cries and laughter of a disembodied baby.
Oh.
By 1882, Violet Whaley was 20 and married a man named George T. Bertolacci? I don't know.
Borletti.
Man, that's crazy. Her name was Violet, and her little brother was killed by Scarlet.
Okay.
So,
I see the connection. Alright.
so she has a sad life,
Yeah.
and I feel bad for her, but I also
She's
like.
sad. She's just
I know.
Did she deserve it?
No,
Oh, okay.
she didn't
Absolutely
deserve
not.
it.
That's
But she's very dramatic, and I kind of feel for this girl.
Oh, so it's like these two.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
about to say the name of someone again, but I bit my tongue.
God. So she marries this Bertolacci guy. They travel for a 2-week honeymoon. Turns out Bertolacci was only in the marriage for the dowry.
Mm-hmm.
He expected to get it, and when he never got it, he left her in the middle of the night.
No.
Get it good.
So Violet had to return to San Diego alone, and immediately
Boy.
was the talk of the town because women aren't supposed to travel by themselves at that time. Even though it's not her fault, she became a
No,
pariah.
it's always the woman's fault.
She became a pariah and
Well,
talk of the
No,
town.
that's what they would think.
yeah. Culturally,
Yeah,
historically,
they're like,
it was,
what did you do?
It was always the woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's a complete outcast after that because she got a divorce shortly after, and women aren't supposed to have divorces. So
Yeah. It's the whole thing.
she was a complete pariah.
ostracized, if you will.
She would never recover her public image. And you can only imagine, like, for a girl in her young, like, early 20s, how important social standing would be at that time.
Yeah.
And she completely lost it before she even had a chance.
She was the OG member of the Breakfast Club, in a way.
The country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have been able to make it.
So on top of being a complete outcast from society, she also had a broken heart from someone she thought she loved.
Aww.
And she would suffer from extreme depression.
I don't blame her.
And when
Yeah,
when she was 22, she took her father's .32 caliber pistol.
No,
And
Violet.
she wrote a suicide note, which was a poem, The Bridge of Sighs by Thomas Hood. It says, "Mad from life's history, glad to death's mystery, swift to be hurled anywhere, anywhere out of this world." And she shot herself in the heart.
Oh.
However,
How poetic.
So that's what I gotta say. She killed herself, probably dead before she
I
even
was
hit the
hoping
floor.
that there was going to be
yeah, she came back to life and
she resurrected.
But
She lived a well life.
I gotta say, like, she's just so dramatic. She's like almost Shakespearean in the way she writes a poem as a suicide note, and then because she's suffering from a broken heart, she decides to shoot herself in the chest.
But
You know what,
how would she
What
have
a way to go.
recovered?
Yeah.
How would she have recovered?
Especially in
Yeah.
those times, too. I mean, it's obviously nothing like today where,
You can't restart.
You'd have to, live with it.
yeah.
Today, you
Yeah.
pick up everything you have, you move somewhere, and you're like, oh, what
You
are you doing?
have the chance to
Yeah.
restart.
Plus, your 20s, wouldn't that have been equivalent as almost to like your 40s at
Yeah.
that time?
Yeah,
in terms
at that
of
time.
age span.
You should have had your
I'm
babies
sure.
coming popping out pretty soon.
Yeah, you should. I mean, I guess people would have been married and had babies by their 20s.
20s. I mean, because, people
Yeah.
would start dying in their 30s. Well,
Maybe
pretty early
40s.
soon.
Yeah.
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 Damn.
That's sad.
So after her death, it was been reported by multiple people that they would see a young woman hanging around the second floor window that was the room that Violet spent much of her time in. The Whaleys would move out of the house for 20 years, and the house began to fall into disrepair. The Whaley children would eventually return and live in the house for the rest of their lives, but by 1953, all of the 6 Whaley children would have gone on to die in the house. 2 of them in tragedy, and the rest of old age. Actually, the Whaley children lived into their 80s. So,
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So they lived a little.
I have
Yeah.
a case of the Whaleys.
so on top of those 6 children, I think some of the children's children, like the grandchildren
Yeah.
of Thomas Whaley, I think even they went on to die in the house and live there.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
wow.
something in the
Um,
house. Yeah.
So today, the house offers tours, and visitors and workers have seen apparitions and shadows on the second floor, curtains moving even when the windows are shut, running feet going up and down the stairs, cold spots, and I would love to go.
Can you stay?
And I would love
You
to
can't
go.
stay there, but it's open for tour. It's like a museum.
I'd like to go too.
Yeah.
Just cause.
Yeah, but
Wow.
Whaley House.
The Whaleys.
The way we.
Which I really, really, really wanted to talk about Alcatraz, but it's not haunted.
Huh,
You would
really?
Think
Yeah.
that it might
It's
be.
like the perfect location, like stormy, rocky.
There's
like,
no nothing on the
No.
Alcatraz.
people say it's haunted, but apparently the prison was like really well kept and inmates were treated fairly, and
Oh,
there was like no
wow.
issues.
Except for the 3 people that escaped.
Yeah,
But
but there's like there's like no there should be no negativity there, and
Dang.
Huh.
I can't find any
that's
reports of
crazy.
like I think one person was shot while trying to escape.
Yeah.
That's it. Like
That's pretty cool, though.
Well, that's definitely not
Well-
what I've
Yeah.
heard about Alcatraz.
Yeah.
Wow.
well,
I think the whole haunted was just to draw in tourists.
People.
But I mean, when I went to San Francisco when I was like young, like 9, I really wanted to go to Alcatraz, but you have to like reserve a trip like 6 months in advance. You can't just buy
Wow.
a ticket that day.
when Alex and I went, all we did was get on the was it the boat?
Yeah, those little ferry
and
boats.
we sailed by it, but
Yeah.
we never went. We never.
I
went
wanted
in.
to go in Alcatraz, but I wasn't able to.
Wow.
I don't know if the Alcatraz if the opportunity came to where, hey, you want to join me to go inside the Alcatraz? I'd be like, sure, why not? But I don't think it would be something that I actively pursued or
Like your top?
I mean, like, each of the prisoners had their own room. They didn't have to share it with anybody.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
It was like a 5x10 room, but
Oh,
I thought
wow.
he was going to say it was like a 5-star room.
all you had was like a bed, toilet, sink.
Yeah.
That's really nice. Well,
Wow.
considering.
I mean, people pay like $5,000 for that in New York.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you have your own private island here.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Exactly. Nice
Although-
view.
And all the, like, most of the prisoners from Alcatraz, like, they were never sentenced. They were all sent, like, for bad behavior.
They were just sent
But even
there.
then, they were still treated fairly. There was no guard abuse or anything.
That's how you
Oh, that's
do it.
pretty cool. I never knew that.
Yeah. So, yeah, I just wanted to bring that up because I really wanted to talk about Alcatraz. I wanted to find out some ghost stories, but
Yeah.
I don't think we never talked about the Eastern State Penitentiary, did we? In Pennsylvania.
no, we didn't.
Nope.
I was going
No.
to say that for another day
Yeah, got
because,
Penny
I mean,
Bean,
we're never going
Number
to hit
two.
everything.
No.
There's
We
just so many things
we
out
try to
there.
fit this into like an hour and a half podcast. I still got 2 stories left, and we just hit an hour mark. So let's
Let's
go
do it.
on.
Let's chug a lug.
All right, so
Sure.
next is the Hotel del Coronado.
Del Coronado.
Yeah, so
El gol.
And someone got loteria.
this opened in 1888. The hotel was the largest resort in the world. Throughout the years, its guests have included stars and even some presidents.
Oh.
It has an expansive history, but I'm just going to go into the ghosts,
Okay.
Oh,
not the
is Teddy
famous
there?
people. He probably stayed there.
I love Teddy.
Probably.
Love me some Teddy.
The hotel's most famous ghost is Kate Morgan. On Thanksgiving Day of 1892, Kate arrived alone. She was waiting for her lover to join her. You can see a common theme with a lot of these ghost stories.
So
Because
lovers.
it's intense
Lost
emotion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's waiting for her lover to join her. After 5 days of waiting, she realized she'd been left on her own, and with a single gunshot took her own life.
Wow.
Damn. Okay.
At the time, it was difficult for the police to identify her, so she was referred to as the beautiful stranger.
Aww.
When her identity was finally uncovered, it turns out that she had been married but was estranged from her husband. Before she had arrived, witnesses had said that they had seen her. You guys whisper like roaring trains.
Yeah, you understand. It is picked up on the microphone.
Yeah, it's recorded.
My feet stink. Say it louder.
These are your hand-me-downs, so I'd like to get a look at this. Look at this.
gotta love when
Actually, when your siblings hand you
I can just tell, like,
Mine aren't even a year old, but I'm still thinking of getting some new ones.
yeah.
Well, maybe until I get like these, boo. Sorry, Josh.
Maybe y'all should shut the
Oh, no. Because when we were recording Philly, you really distracted the two. You remember?
No, because I read half the stories for Philadelphia. So please, let's continue, Josh. It's okay.
No, there was one recording where we had to keep telling Brooke.
Oh, was it the last one? No, the one before that.
The one before. Well, it was.
I think you were
Philly,
hyped up about it.
Yeah.
I think,
Thanks.
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That is.
You're excited.
I'm not talking about stinky feet and shoes, so I'm contributing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Yes.
Josh.
But we
Go.
talked
So
about everything else.
I'm talking about this girl who killed herself.
Yes.
My feet stink.
All right, I'm sorry, Kate Morgan. Go ahead.
She was married.
Back to Kate Morgan. She was sad.
She was married.
See, now they're distracted.
She's married and she's meeting her lover.
Yes. Do you really feel that sad for her? No, she left her man behind.
Brooke.
Well, she'd been separated from her man. For a
She
while.
was separated for a while.
Yeah.
It
and
probably
she-
still hurt.
It's still
So witnesses said that they'd seen her arguing with a man on a train before she arrived at the hotel. The train ended with the man screaming at her and then leaving partway through the journey. While staying at the hotel, Kate left once to buy a handgun in San Diego. San Diego, and she'd use it. And she'd use it. Most of the activities tied to Kate's room, where guests can experience voices and footsteps, the TV and lights turning on and off, cold breezes, objects moving on their own, and the smell of lavender seemingly coming out of nowhere.
Oh, lavender's so calming. Do you think she got the handgun when she knew that her lover wasn't coming and she planned to shoot herself, or she got the handgun after she had this
I think
argument?
she got their handgun like 3 or 4 days into her stay.
Just like
So
So
passionate.
she had like some time to think about it.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah, a lot of. I mean, because we had one in Georgia too, where the sailor left the woman and she jumped out of the window.
Yeah.
That's fun.
It's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
in the 1800s. It's tough to be a single woman.
It's tough to be a woman. in those times.
That's the theme
Tough
that
to
I'm
be a
getting from
woman.
this. It's tough to be a woman.
How do you think they'd react today if they saw Sex in the City?
I love Sex and the City.
I mean, Violet would probably love it. She's very dramatic.
Yeah, Violet.
Violet Whaley. All right, so we're gonna go into our last story.
Mm.
Maybe if I get through this quick enough, I
Go
can
ahead,
go into
go
a
ahead.
little bonus. But okay, so this is the Queen Mary,
Queen of Scots.
Mary Queen of Scots.
Yes.
Originally, this was built as
Wait, is it really about
No.
Queen?
No.
Oh.
No, she didn't
No.
go to California.
This is,
Okay.
this is Queen
This
Mary.
was in Scotland.
This is Queen Mary the ship.
So originally,
Yes.
this ship was built as a luxury cruise
The
ship,
Titanic.
taking her maiden voyage in 1936. The Queen Mary ferried the world's rich and famous across the Atlantic Ocean. But within 3 years, when World War II broke out, the ship was repurposed as a troop transport vessel known as the Grey Ghost.
Ooh.
After
That's
the
a dope name.
Ominous.
what?
That's a dope name.
Oh. After the war, the ship was once again refurbished and began cruising from 1947 to 1967. Today, the vessel operates as a hotel and museum and is home to 150 spirits, with 49 deaths on board reported over the years.
Hotel and museum?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
Yep. 49 deaths have been recorded on board, and that's not even including an accident during the war where the Queen Mary broadsided the HMS Corocoa and killed 237 men.
Oh my
Completely
god.
split the ship in half.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Only 99 men survived
99.
from the accident. On the other ship, the Queen Mary wasn't even
Didn't even dent.
didn't even
Oh my
get damaged.
god.
Holy crap.
Who didn't steal right that day?
I've
You know,
Yeah.
that's hate to be
I
that kind
saw-
well for a small ship, like you shouldn't be getting in the way of a giant
Yeah.
cruiser. So that's
dents on
I feel like
Queen
that's completely on the HMS Corocoa.
Yeah, they probably should have moved pretty fast.
So some of the haunted locations include the boiler room.
Mm-hmm.
Down in this hot spot, you can find door 13, which has crushed 2 different men to death.
Oh my god.
13 is always an unlucky number in popular culture.
And 7.
No, 7's my lucky one.
13 is my lucky.
for you?
Really?
Yeah, thank you.
Look at that.
So you guys are
we
all those forces.
Yin and yang.
I've always
I
said
think you're a little far from the mic.
Yin and yang.
Yin and yang from the Wu-Tang Clan.
that's racist.
How's that racist?
Because now we're talking about the clan.
What?
No, the Wu-Tang Clan.
The
Wu-Tang
Wu-Tang
Clan?
Clan is black, boo, and yin and yang are Asian.
Have you not heard of this?
The Wu-Tang Clan?
Josh, she's too young. I feel old.
Oh my god. Anyway,
Oh my god.
so the first man was crushed by the door in 1942 during the war, and another in 1967. An 18-year-old got stuck between the closing door and was crushed. And they don't know if he was playing chicken and trying to get through the door before it closed, or if he forgot one of his tools and he was going through the door to grab it, but he just got crushed by it and died on the spot.
Was he?
How heavy are those things, though?
They're
I would imagine
automatic.
Heavy enough to crush
They're
you.
steel
Yeah.
automatic doors
Oh
that
my
just
God.
close.
They remind
Like
me of
an elevator, like it would slice you in half type thing?
Yeah, I don't think it sliced him completely in half, but I think it just crushed him
Goddamn.
completely.
I'm thinking of like those doors that you'd see in Titanic. Like,
Yeah. Well,
They're
yeah.
just
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
built they're built to close to
Like from the water.
to keep from water
Yeah.
flooding the rest of the ship.
Ouch.
Engineering is so cool.
They
Yeah.
make money.
So people touring in the boiler room have reported seeing a young man join the group around door 13 and vanishing after they leave. Some people have claimed to feel brushed or grabbed in that area,
Yeah.
and the spot where they're grabbed, it leaves grease marks, which they don't use grease down in the boiler room anymore because it's not a running ship.
You know, Boo would turn around and be like, "Do you see that hot guy?" Join our group out of
It's
nowhere.
an apparition.
She's too young for you. Another spirit that haunts the pool is named Jackie. She is believed to have drowned in the ship's sailing days. So if you're by the pool, don't be surprised if you hear singing, splashing, giggling, and a little girl calling for her parents.
That's sad.
Also by the pool, a woman in her late 20s wearing a bathing suit from the 30s have been seen on occasion.
Woo! Polka dot.
Looking good.
Woo woo.
One of the ship's officers has been known to still hang around. William Stark was an officer on the ship who mistakenly made a cocktail with a cleaning fluid that he thought was a bottle of gin.
No.
He drank it, made a joke out of it, and
was the
shortly,
joke?
I don't know, he
Like this
He's
tastes
like, this is gonna take
this
me.
tastes like Clorox.
so shortly after drinking it, he became sick, and 4 days later, he passed from the poison.
That's crazy.
It took 4 days to take it.
You know,
That's
It's horrendous.
probably just like shutting down his organs.
yeah.
He can still be found wandering the captain's cabin and the promenade deck.
Promenade.
And people have reported hearing ghostly choking noises.
Oh man, like cyanide straight up.
I found this story from a website called Queen Mary's Shadows, which I just thought this was creepy. He mentioned that while they were there, they named this ghost Fedora Guy.
Fedora.
He's an extremely tall man who wears what looks almost like a yellowish tan zoot suit with a yellow fedora.
Is it the mask?
His eyes are yellow and he has rotting teeth.
Sounds like the mask.
One night at 3:30 a.m., he passed extremely... I'm just reading this directly from the website.
Yeah.
One night at around 3:30 a.m., he passed extremely close to us in the lobby area, and upon passing us, gave us the creepiest grin that we can both still see to this day.
Oh, God.
Jim Carrey out there just putting on his mask and walking
He
around.
went around the corner and down the hall. Sensing something was strange, I immediately ran to the corner of the hall, about 5 feet away, to get another look at him. In the time it took me to run 5 feet, he was halfway down the long hallway of the ship. He was striding slowly down the hall with one hand in his pocket. He turned and smirked at me, continued to stroll down the hall. I turned away to see if my daughter had followed me and turned right back around, and in that split second, he was gone. So yeah.
Was he like a traveler maybe?
Yeah, they don't know.
Huh.
I think he's one of the uncounted deaths.
Swanky.
Yeah, those are only some of the ghosts. Like I said, there's 150 ghosts, and those are only some of the ones to be mentioned.
That's pretty cool. I'd like to do like even a tour just to kind of.
I had the chance when I was in Boy Scouts. I had the chance to go stay.
That's always a
on the
good
Queen
start to
Mary.
a story.
When I was
And why
in
didn't
Boy
you go?
Scouts.
Yeah.
I didn't go because at the time I was a little baby and I was really afraid to be away from home, so I didn't
Yeah.
want to go stay on the Queen Mary.
Yeah. So when I was,
But I didn't know it was haunted at the time.
when I was 12 or 13, probably a little bit older, my friend and I were very much into anime, and the local library and public library had a overnight stay where we were going to watch anime all night. It was going to be a 24-hour all-nighter, right?
Oh.
I don't know if I kept passing out and moaning in my sleep or if I was
God.
snoring, but every time I'd fall asleep and wake up, these groups of people would be staring at me, like leaning over the chair that I was laying in and everything. And I was like, am I talking in my sleep? Like, no one's saying anything. No one's like confronting me about anything.
Yeah.
But when I was in the Girl Scouts, we went to the middle of nowhere in this mountain cabin. And the next day, after we got there and settled down, slept and all that, I heard two of the leaders talking about how one of the girls were crying in her sleep for her mommy, and I knew it was me.
No.
I could just sense it. I just sensed that it was me, and ever since then, now I have a fear. If I'm sleeping in a new place for the first time and I'm uncomfortable,
Yeah.
that I'm in my sleep crying for my mommy.
Mommy.
Well, you do move quite a bit in your sleep.
I kick in my sleep. I'm angry.
Yeah. No, you just move a lot in your sleep. I'm not used to that. Not really. Like, the most with Boo and, like, my mom, they'll do, like, the little...
I twitch.
Yeah, the one twitch, but that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wake myself up when I'm angry or sad.
Yeah. You start
Yeah,
kicking.
I do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
A little bonus one too.
Oh.
So
Okay.
a short one.
A little encore.
Pray do
Yeah,
tell.
Little encore. So this is Dan Aykroyd's former house.
Yeah, okay, you can stop right
Who?
there.
I don't know who this is.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Dan
Oh.
Aykroyd Have you seen his what is it?
I've
Vodka or
seen
his
it.
tequila?
I've seen
Or
it.
crystals?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I think it's worth mentioning because this house, he's not the only person who's talked about seeing stuff.
Okay, but who?
And he's not the.
He is on
this guy?
Ghostbusters. He's in that one
Saturday
movie
Night
with
Live,
what's that one movie with Eddie Murphy where they trade places?
Freaky Friday.
No. What else is he in? Can't remember. He writes.
So
a lot
he's
of
like an
stuff.
actor
Yes.
or writer? Or something?
Actor, comedian,
Okay.
Canadian.
Gotcha.
spiritualist.
Okay.
Alcohol maker.
He makes Crystal Head vodka.
Activist,
Yeah.
philanthropist.
Anyway,
I do
So-
a little bit.
He's a little nuts now.
He's a little bit of a character now.
He is a little bit of a
But anyway, he was not the first to live in this house. Before he bought it, stars such as Natalie Wood, Ringo Starr, and Mama Cass Elliot all lived in the house.
Wow.
Not together, but
Naturally.
the Brady Bunch.
when Dan Aykroyd moved in, he began to describe strange events, such as nights when he could feel something climb into bed with him. He said it was a large ghost and believed it to be Mama Cass. After that, he would go on to sell the house to Beverly D'Angelo, the mom from the vacation movies.
Mm-hmm.
She began to experience similar events, such as things flying off her nightstand in the middle of the night. And his Dan Aykroyd's experiences in the house would lead him to write Ghostbusters or co-write Ghostbusters. To give him inspiration for it.
That's pretty cool. Okay.
Yeah, so I wanted to throw that on there because Ghostbusters is like my favorite movie.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty neat. I didn't know
No,
that.
sorry, I read Goosebumps. Not Ghostbusters.
Well, Ghostbusters wasn't a book, so
Yeah.
But equally as good.
Yeah.
Horrorland.
Yeah. That was great, Josh.
Yeah, and that is just the tip of the iceberg for.
Hey, I see what
California.
you did there.
Yeah,
Seems like there's a lot of cool things and a lot of weird things.
but you know what? After we hit every location, maybe we can go back.
Or we could go international.
yeah, we could take
We'll
this.
see.
We could go to Singapore.
Wherever the winds take us.
Sweet. Well, so are we just going to
Do you want
pack up camp?
Do you wanna do your roulette?
Yeah, sure.
Oh yeah.
Please be Alaska. I have a story for Alaska.
So we can just
I'll let you do.
we can do Alaska and then just do the lower.
Who
48.
wants to hit?
I hit it last time.
Hit it.
I'll hit
Go
it.
ahead, hit it. Someone hit it.
What do I hit? Play.
I guess. I don't know. Oh,
And spin it.
drag it. Woo! Here we go.
All right. Our
We're gonna
next stop
get-
is
Alaska! What is it?
Oklahoma.
You know what?
Oh, no.
There's gonna be a lot of Native American folklore in there. That's pretty awesome.
I'm sure we know a lot of Native Americans.
I know Oklahoma's probably not as exciting as Alaska or New York or Washington, but you know what? It's going to happen eventually. So we're doing Oklahoma.
Well, I guess you and Brooke can get back in that wagon and just
Yeah.
them in.
I'm taking my horse. I'm taking Persepolis.
I was really hoping after
Good old
what you said
Persepolis.
at the beginning of this podcast, I was really hoping it was going to be Kansas.
Oh yeah.
After everything.
Well, we're pretty close. Pretty
Wow.
close.
I've moved on from Henry Cavill. I've moved on to, what's his name? Sebastian Stan.
Why don't you... Falcon and the Winter Soldier just came out.
I don't know anything about Sebastian Stan.
He's a Winter Soldier in the Marvel movies.
Oh, wow.
Perfect.
Do you want to see who called Alex today?
Yeah.
Oh, are we playing that?
Yeah, we have-
Crazy.
Yeah, we have a little bit of time.
Okay.
I mean, is it something we can...
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
was asleep, and then she was like, really like, oh
I
my
was
god,
like,
someone called me.
someone's calling you. You need to answer it. And she's like, oh my god. Oh wait, hold on, my phone volume's down.
Am I gonna get scared?
yeah, you are. I'm super scared.
Hi, Alexandra. It's me, SpongeBob.
Oh my God.
Gary and I are calling to wish you the best Bikini Bottom birthday ever. We heard you turned 27 years old today. Okay?
You're a little ahead. You're a little ahead.
Oh my god.
It is...
I love how it's like, we heard that you turned 27.
It is not... But why is it so early?
Because I thought it was funny.
Yeah, I guess they must their time is different, I guess.
Did you actually schedule this, or is this?
You can schedule it, yeah.
And you scheduled it for today?
Alexandra, soy Dora, and I'm Boots. Today is a special
Okay, but
birthday
she said
adventure.
I was 9.
And whose birthday is it? It's yours. Happy birthday. Feliz cumpleaños. How old are you today?
9.
Feliz cumpleaños.
Oh, it's 16. You're too old.
Alright, I guess I don't get it. Okay.
All right, I think that's a good place to stop.
Alright,
Bye,
We
everyone.
started on a mass murder and ended on Dora. So,
I'm
Yes.
trotting
Full
off to
circle.
California.
Thank
You
you.
I mean, to Oklahoma.
do you have
Thank you all for joining. Hope
You
to
have
see you
anything
next
to say?
time. And
No.
in between now and then, you can check us
I
out.
said I was trotting to... Yes, you're right. Follow us on Instagram at taleslesstraveled, please. We would love to have the follows. You can
don't beg for 'em.
you can follow us on Twitter at talestraveled, and you can send us a nice email at taleslesstraveled@gmail.com. taleslesstraveled@gmail.com. Send us a nice message or give us suggestions on what stories to talk about.
Anything y'all maybe want
Or
to
just
hear?
say hi.
Just say
Just
hi.
say hi.
Yeah, that'd be
Josh might respond to your hello message, or it could be Alex,
Mhm.
could be Brooke, could be me.
Yeah, you never know who you're gonna get.
Now let's just have fun.
Yeah. Stay well, be well, and see y'all next time.
Bye.
Bye.